What's up, Mad Gang? Today I'm going to teach you how to stop being weird and actually understand how to manage your risk, okay? Now, for all the weirdos out there, understand this is not financial advice. I'm literally just sharing my opinion. So just a quick disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just going to teach you how to stop being a weirdo in the markets, and that's about it, okay? Because honestly, let's get real here for a second. We see this every single day. You're not judged by your winners, you're often judged by your losses. And I know it's a sick world out there, fam, but we can take these lessons and apply it into our trading. That's why I love trading so damn much, man, because you not only learn how to be a better trader, you learn how to be a better person. I'm speaking of experience, you know, I'm a dad. And I don't want people, well, I don't care about people's opinions anyway, but when I'm laying in bed at night and I'm judging myself and I'm thinking, am I a good dad? I'm not thinking about how many times I took them for ice cream, or how I played with my son, or how I had some tea dates with my girl, you know. It all depends on what I did not do. What are the areas I feel I neglected on? How can I improve as a dad? How can I improve as a husband? And if you don't have these talks with yourself, then you have an ego. You need to get that out of the way. Even the Bible says that, not the Bible anybody, but you have to work on authority. You have to be able to work through yourself, you know. Put your ego aside and then work through yourself. So that's my approach to managing risk. I seriously believe that in trading, not everything has to be so serious, man. We can have fun. We can make things funny. We can really just stop being a bunch of noobs and just really just enjoy it and make some serious money and kick ass through life. I seriously believe we can do that. So this brings me to my next point. I kind of feel like I already showed you how to look at the overall picture. I already showed you sort of a look into the analysis and then the entries. And then I showed you how to look at the fundamentals. So now you've got this big idea of, let's say, what you want to do. But now I'm going to show you what you don't want to do to stop losing, stop blowing accounts, you know. Because at the end of the day, that's what we want. You can build an account up from $100 to, I don't know, man, 1 million, let's say that. And then one stupid ass trade and you can lose it all. And you'll sit there and look like a dumbass, and nobody else is going to look like a retard except you. So at the end of the day, we need to figure these things out. And the easiest way I figured it out, and I always say this, so I don't want to sound like a record on repeat, is I focus a lot on my losses. And I very rarely look at my wins, except if I'm making a YouTube video or something just to motivate people. But I'm focusing on my losses always because I want to improve. Now, I'm not saying, and if you're thinking that you're going to be able to get rid of your losses, it's not going to happen. So this is a chart talk for today, but it's more a you and me talk. And we need to understand first, what is it that's making me lose my trades? And that's a very simple question, but let's hop into the charts and let me run you through how I understood my losses and how I overcame it. So let's go to a blank part of the screen so I can draw it out. Now, the first thing that you need to have a look at is, of course, let's say the market is in a downtrend. I'm going to draw this out, and you will get one of two scenarios, and we did touch base on this, but you will either, let's say you're in sells right here. You took some sells over here, so of course we want the market to go down. Now, I'm going to ask you, where do you know how to exit? Of course, everybody wants that 1 to 15 RR, 1 to 10 RR. Everybody wants that, bro, but you're never guaranteed of when you're going to get it. Now, I'm not saying it's like playing Russian roulette or you're going to a casino, you're hoping that the next trade wins big. What if you could take every trade, you know, that you want, that aligns with your system, and a few might not be it, but 1 or 2 might hit it big for you. You know, have you ever thought about that? Instead of trying to catch everyone and then losing on literally every trade that you take, or not making enough on every trade, how about you follow the rules with everyone and you adapt your system in such a way that 1, 2, maybe 3 big trades in a week, in a month, in a day, I don't know about your trade frequency, but 1, 2, or 3 of them hit the home run. That's what I need you to focus on. Now, forgetting the gambler mentality, but you need to focus on losing in trading is not really losing, bro. I know in life if you lose, if something happens to you and it's being taken away from you, that's a loss. In trading, it's a bit different, and I think that's why a lot of traders struggle, is because they don't see it that way. And the minute you overcome those fears, because fear is a big thing in trading, but you gotta be fearless, man. In everything in life, you gotta be fearless, and you adapt. You adapt to the markets by being fearless, by having conviction. So once you have conviction in your trades and you know what you're capable of, man, are you afraid of doing your 9 to 5 today? Are you afraid of going to school? If you are, show me the bullies and I'll kick their ass. You're not supposed to be afraid. But if you're afraid of doing what you feel that you're destined to do, something is wrong. You will not be afraid. It becomes second nature. So are you afraid of going downstairs and making food for yourself? If you are, show me your husband and I'll kick his ass. You should not be afraid of that, you know? So things that become second nature, things that allows you to be convicted in that sense, you should not be afraid to do that. So the minute you're afraid of entering a trade and the trade is in profit and you're frantic, you don't know what to do, you're sparkling, you don't know what's going to happen, that's fear, my friends. We need to get you to a point where you do not have any fear. The way you do this is by constantly and consistently practicing your exit methods. Am I exiting too far? Am I exiting too early? Am I closing too quick? You know, these type of questions you need to ask yourself. So this is what I did. And I mean, I always do this. So I started by decompartmentalizing everything. I had a look at my W's, my losses, and my break-evens. Okay. So my first 3 years of my trading, I was a break-even trader. Not my first 3 years, my first 4 years I was losing money, but my first 3 years after that, when I really started seeing progress, I was a break-even trader. And it's not a bad thing. I mean, you're losing money right now, so shut up, I don't want to hear a thing. I was a break-even trader for about 3 years. My losses for 4 years, and then I came up to a break-even trader. After that, I became a W trader. And I'm going to be a W trader for about 50, maybe 80 years. Who knows? Who knows how long I'm going to live? Because I will never go back to a losing trader or a break-even trader, because I found the system through the losing years and through the break-even years. I will always be situated in the winning department. And you are too after watching this bootcamp. So what I need you to do, back to decompartmentalizing everything, is I need you to look at it this way. It all comes down to your risk to reward ratio. I don't care about your win rate right now. Let's start with 1 to 1, 1 to 2, 1 to 3. Okay, those are the 3 easiest ones. So I need you to look at your 1 to, let's say you have a win, a loss, a win, a win, a loss, and a W. I need you to have a look. Those W's that you made here, this is a W, L, W, W. You guys get the picture. Can I extend those to becoming a 1 to 2? Is that possible? And then W, and then your losses will never go to a 1 to 2. That doesn't make any sense. That's not possible. So I need you to look at your wins and see if you can turn them into a 1 to 2 RR. And the way you do that is by minimizing your stop loss more, or maybe enlarging your take profit. That's the 2 easiest ways I can think of. Now just bear with me. If you can do that, let's say you can do that on 3 of them, but the last one you cannot do that, okay? That's okay. Not everything is always going to work in trading, and that's the beauty of it. By understanding that, you can take something that is not always working, combine it with something else that's not always working, and then turn it into something that's always working. You'll understand my point soon enough. By taking these 1 to 2 RRs, we want to look at the ones that turn into 1 to 3 RRs. Can you take them into 1 to 3 RRs? Let's say maybe you can take 2 into 1 to 3 RRs, okay? By the time you can do that, you will realize that you got a 1 to 6 RR out of the original 1 to 4 RR that you could have had. So by only taking the 1 to 6 RR, you had a 1 to 6 here, you had 1 to 2 here, so that's already a 1 to 8, plus the 1 to 1 here, so that's a 1 to 9. Where it was a 1 to 4, it was a 1 to 9. Can you see now, by just looking at the numbers, you times 2 it. You times 2 your 1 to 4. So by looking at that equation, it's not about how often you trade. It's about the qualities that you trade. So let's just draw it right here. My 1 to 4 times 2 became a 1 to 8. Okay, plus 1. So it's a 1 to 9. So let's say I took 4 trades here. Is that not the same as taking, let's say, 3 trades here and then aiming for a 1 to 3 each time, as opposed to taking 4 trades, or taking 2 trades and then aiming for a 4.5 risk to reward? Now, I'm not calculating in the losses because the losses will take care of themselves, but I'm calculating in your frequency of trades, because remember, the point of this video is not to let you blow up or not to let you be afraid of losing in the markets. So let's get this out of the picture first. We want to focus on your frequency of trades. I need you to stop thinking you need to trade every day. Stop being a goofball. It's not normal. I know in the 9-to-5 world, or in the business world, or if you're a doctor, you see patients every day and you need to go to work every single day. But that's when you focus on frequency. You need to see a patient every now and then, but with trading, you see setups every now and then, but you just don't take them. You see a big project every now and then. Maybe you're a construction worker or you have your own construction company. You see potential projects, but if that project does not tick out every single box, maybe you will make a loss with that project. You don't take it, bro. Why can you not apply the same with trading? Why do we have to make it so freaking complicated? I don't understand, folks. So the minute you got this, then we need to have a look at, okay, we just looked at our trades and we wanted to understand, can we make it a 1 to 2 or 1 to 3 R? But then I want you to focus on your stop loss and then your take profits. This is going to go hand in hand with your risk to reward ratio, of course. So but this is more the explanation, if I minimize my stop loss here, right, am I going to end up making more losses? Just bear with me for a second. That's okay if your W's make more than when you used to make. There's no point in me making $100 a month, but I have a 100% win ratio. Bro, what are you doing? There's no point, okay? If you just take one setup a month, 100% win ratio, but you're making $100. I would rather have a 60% win rate, but make $600 a month. Can you not see how better this is? If you just focus on minimizing your stop, but having a bigger risk to reward ratio. So I hope you guys start to realize I'm basically enforcing you that it's okay to take losses as long as they're controlled. I cannot tell you how many times during NY session, let's just say during NY session, I would take a loss starting the start of NY session. And then just like 40 minutes or an hour after that, I get a massive 1 to 6 RR trade. Guys, there's nothing wrong with that. So then my loss, let's say I lost $300, but then my W, I made $1,200. Then I made $900 for the day or for the week. We should not trade every day. I made $900 for the week. Can you imagine I risked everything on that one trade and I lost my complete account? Let's say I blew $1,000. I would not make that $900. Then my account is up $1,900. It's a numbers game, but I can promise you by doing this exercise, look at your risk to reward ratio first, then look at how can you enlarge your stop loss, how can you enlarge your take profit. Doing that hand in hand you'll already be prepared to see a much bigger spectrum of how you're able to enlarge your trades. This is just one of 5 exercises that I run with my members, but doing this alone, you'll already be able to see that it's easy to say, yeah, bro, you're going to enlarge your risk to reward ratio. But how? You need to see how frequently can you do that. If you close your stop loss, if you make a stop loss smaller, you're going to end up losing a lot more trades. But is it going to be to the detriment of your account size, or is it going to enlarge your account size? You need to look at these things. So is it going to enlarge your account size, or is it going to lessen your account size? There's no point in hitting a take profit, but still with your next trade, you blew everything. There's no point in doing that. If you pass a funded account, let's say you pass a funded account and you get one payout, and you lose 3 funded challenges after that, you're not consistent, bro. You did not really make money. I need that to sink in. If you took an account from $1,000 to $10,000, you withdrew the $10,000, but then after that you put in $2,000 5 times, bro, you did not make $10,000, man. You need to start seeing it that way. It's not about how much money can I make, it's about how much money can I lose. So when you're trading news events, that's why I have these rules, man. A lot of people, well, not a lot of people, some people have said that my rules are stupid. Man, maybe for you, okay? Maybe for you saying that. But my rules are in place so I can protect myself and I can live to trade another day. And that's what it all is about, guys. So go and do this exercise. I hope it carries some fruit. And remember, it's okay to take losses. Just don't be a goofball and blow your damn account. There's no point in doing that. You're back to square one. And we already discussed the analysis. We already discussed the fundamentals. We already discussed the entries. By doing this exercise and implementing it into your current framework, you'll be well on your way, man. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Carries a lot of fruit if you really understand my heart and see where I'm going with this in the next couple of days. Love you guys. Peace out.